So with the exception maybe of Harvard, I'm sure most of you are, from an enrollment perspective, are under a lot of pressure to continue to grow and grow the applicant pool. I know Harvard has its own admissions goals, but the enrollment can get executive attention real quick in terms of the role of digital and effectively. Mike, I know you're working in this day in, day out. What from your perspective is really changing the most as it relates to the way that you approach the engaging the prospective student online today?
Well, I think there's two trains of thought here, where one side of enrollment is about blasting mass emails and fast app, and I won't even get too deep into that, but that's just one train of thought where blanket the country with presence of your school, and then they'll come to you, even if it's a small 1% of that, or half of 1%. With Emerson, that doesn't really work. We're a small school. We're a targeted school. We align our enrollment goals with, we do have a enrollment growth model over the next 5 years, but it's about targeting the right students. It's about targeting niche groups, and it's aligning with our academic programs. So we don't want to blanket and spend thousands, millions of dollars to say put a campaign out there that reaches everyone. We want to reach the right students. The tough part with that is that now there's a flat line with the amount of high school graduates, and it's going to start decreasing pretty soon. So we're all competing against the same students, and then there's also different initiatives to increase diversity at schools, whether it's ethnicity or population or male-female or even academic programs. We're all competing with the same interests. So even we're competing with Babson and Harvard, even though you wouldn't really put us in the same realm. There's a shortage of students that we're all competing against. So I think that's the toughest thing, is how do you pick the right students, do the right marketing to find those students, and then tell them exactly what they want to know about your school so they can make an informed decision.
Are you seeing the marketing mix, so to speak, just fundamentally change as a result of how students are using social and different tools, or is it pretty much the same?
I think it's different. I think there's, 5 years ago there was more of a trend to go away from mail and move to email, and now there's a trend to move away from only mail and email to actually involving yourself in the conversation of students. And I like to talk about how our website isn't the website. We talk about our web presence. So that includes, if we do a mobile site, if we do social media, if you do online ads, anything targeted, you need to think about your web presence. Someone goes on Google and searches for Emerson College. I want a good review of Emerson that shows up by a friend that they know. That's the way you need to think about how your market's moving to it. So I'd say, think about more of your presence as a whole rather than just a single entity of that.
Anything else on the admission side from anybody else?
Oh. I have a question for you. When you're thinking about your marketing strategy, particularly the enrollment side of things, how much are you taking into consideration marketing to students, but also marketing to their parents?
A lot. Actually, just emphasizing that research study. It's, if you haven't checked it out, Noel Levitz puts out a series of surveys to about 1,000 high school age students entering college, and it's called the E-Expectations Report. Just doing a Google search could find it. But this year they tacked on parents to that survey too. So as they were talking to the students, they said, do you have a parent or guardian that we could also ask a similar set of questions to? And a few years ago it was the helicopter parent that was doing all the work for the student. So I think there's now a move back towards the student and the parent working together. You can see that in the survey. But just even doing little things, like if you're going to target parents, why not ask for a parent email address in your online web form as you're collecting information so you can target information to them. And also in return, a parent's going to see that and say, wow, they actually care about information to me rather than just the student and blasting out general marketing messages. So I think there is a turn right now about really locking down that information you collect so you can give out better information to the parents.
I think parents have always been involved, and we just, we haven't, like as institutions, we haven't really just accepted that fact. We haven't been open about it, but to my point about asking for parent emails. The email that was coming 3-4 years ago likely was a parent filling out the form on behalf of their student, and you were marketing to them. We just didn't really think about it in that way. But our admission group jokes a lot about when they're in, when they're in sessions, that the student is sitting there and kind of doing stuff online while the parent's actually taking notes and doing what they do. And I think that's been the case, I think, for 4 or 5 years, and we've been marketing to parents, and we haven't been open about that. So, doing specific tactics to parents, I think, really are kind of will gravitate to their attention and bring it top of mind to say exactly to my point. Wow, they are marketing to me, and they're understanding enough part of the search process. And I think that the key is being sure that that they're doing it hand in hand before before it was just parents at much point. Now students are doing, more gravitating towards online. We've done market research with our prospective audiences and with our our transitioning students, is that the parents are more infatuated with what the students are. The students are going online. So you need all parts of the mix, but sometimes it depends on what that audience